What up, people? Let me tell you about myself. My name is Isaac Onalapo, aka Lapo. I was a Christian rapper for about 15, 16 years. Became a Christian, a devoted follower of Christ when I was 17. I'm from the block, east side, Oklahoma City, was from the foe. I guess I'm still technically from the foe. But anyway, I went from a life of gang banging to a life of Christ, a life that's in the church. And I kind of sort of grew up in the church. So I've been dealing in church world for about, most of my life, 20 plus years. So I know the ins and outs of church world. And one of the things that I've learned, one of the things that I've seen, and one of the things that I've experienced is how the church, overall church, general body of Christ, not everybody, but generally speaking, do not fuck with black people in the hood or niggas in the hood, boys in the hoods, NWA. The black church is ill-equipped to deal with this. Now, I remember being a little kid and I went into this church in Garden Days. It was a lovely church, a small little black church. It was AME Collins, shout out to y'all. It was dope. I'm 4, 5, 6, 7, and they have a vacation Bible study. The vacation Bible study, you get hot dogs, ice cream, they tell little Bible stories. It is fun. It was fun as fuck to me, right? Because I could ask questions, they show a movie. It was just great, right? Food, entertainment, slides, water, balloon fights, just kid atmosphere. And I remember going to that, like, vacation Bible is off the chain. Fast forward a few years, I'm 11 and 12, I'm on the block with my homeboys. Now my homeboys, some of them was like, we was kind of like boys in the hood. We was like them little hood dudes on the east side that you see with the white t-shirts with the hole in it, Dickie suits. You can look at us and kind of tell we was poor. Those were my friends, and they were older than me. So I'm 11, 12, and I tell my homeboys, I'm like, hey, yo, I don't know if y'all heard about Vacation Bible Study, but that shit be off the motherfucking chain. We need to go to Vacation Bible Study. They're gonna have food, hot dogs, maybe some nachos, some ice cream. Y'all like it, y'all should come. And in my neighborhood, there's a bunch of churches on every corner, about 5, 6, 7 churches within one neighborhood. And I'm telling my homeboys, let's go to the biggest one. They gonna have the most food. They gonna have the most ice cream. Let's roll up in there. Because they got the vacation Bible study. They was like, cool. And when I went in, it was literally one of the worst experiences of judgment I felt in my life. So me and my homeboys, we walk in and we like, where we sit at? And as we walked in, I could see the parents, the reaction from the parents that were at the church. They were looking at us as though we were like a black person at a Klan meeting. Like we like the Dave Chappelle skit where he take off the cloak and it's revealed he's black and everybody's shocked. That's how I felt when we walked inside the church. It was like and this is black church. It's a black church on the east side. The people, they looking at us, they like, oh my God. Oh my God, like who let the neighborhood kids in? And I'm looking and I'm like, this is strange. They literally, we were at a table and the table had a bunch of the kids that they brought. We were at a table and they literally put us on the opposite end of the table. Me and my friends that we came with, away from their kids. And just while we was talking, they was just looking at us. And I was like, man, what? My homeboys, they start acting out because I know they felt that energy too. One of my homeboys, his name is Tony, light-skinned dude. He was tall, but he pulled out a cigarette. He pulled out a cigarette, a Black and Mild, and he started smoking it. I think he was 12, 13. But it was like, since y'all don't respect us, since y'all treating us like this, I'm gonna be disrespectful to y'all. And they was like, you can't smoke. Okay. And my homeboys, we bounced out. But I never forgot that. I never forgot that feeling. And I remember thinking, why are they treating us like that? Why are they treating us like that? Well, it's because the church is ill-equipped to deal with NWAs, right? Or just ends, right? Niggas. Black males, hood people. So we have this big church, this opulent church in the middle of the hood that's not necessarily designed for hood people. Now, the people in my neighborhood when this church was being built, the crime went up because people in my neighborhood would go and they would rob they would rob the church members while they was going to church. And I remember feeling like these people don't belong in my neighborhood, right? There was a separateness. Even though they were black, they would come through with they Lincoln Navigators. It'd be like a hot Sunday. They got the blacked out windows and they just drive through my neighborhood with their windows up, like looking at looking at us little ghetto people as they drive to their church. And what happened was, and I didn't know this until I was in college, I met a girl, I dated a girl who was in the suburbs, who lived in the suburbs. She lived in like Carl Albert District, way out there, you know. And her family went to that church. And I was asking her, like, what happened? Like, why did your family go to, you know, when y'all started going there? Well, her family grew up on the east side, right? Her family was from like A Street Apartments, Prince Hall. They came up and then moved out. And so as they got wealth, they in the suburbs, they came back to their church that was on the east side. So those churches, some of those major churches, even though they may be on the east side or even though they may be in the hood, they cater to the members of the black community who had, you know, education or whatever, who got out the hood, right? So it was a separateness. And fast forward in life, right? Fast forward in life. I'm at this place that I'm at a church, and I'm in board meetings and stuff like that with some high level prestigious people. And why is the church located here? Why is it located here? Where we're going to build a new church? This is a suburban church. And what I discovered is that churches are strategically placed based on the financial capabilities of the people that's in that area. So the reason why you don't see a lot of hood churches or hood mega churches, for the most part, is because of the finances of the hood. And if you do see hood churches, then a lot of the congregation is outside of that demographic, right? Why is that? Now, fast forward to now, I have a better understanding. It's like that because, one, financially, the hood can't support church's growth, right? So people look at the hood, most people look at the hood as a project or a outreach type of thing. They don't want to place churches or organizations in the hood because it's more of an outreach thing because they want to make money like that, right? Number two, the sermons, the messages. It's very difficult. It's easy. If you look at certain messages, it's like, how to pray, how to organize your finances, Dave Ramsey, tithe 10%, all that stuff. Well, in the hood, there's more issues than how to tithe and how to be a good Christian. There's like, okay, my mama smoked crack, right? My mama smoked crack. My daddy's in prison. I'm hungry right now. That's dope, the tithes and all that stuff, but I'm hungry right now. And so the church would have to give to that. Then you have the natural aggression and just the cultural differences of people that's in the hood, right? And so all those things, the finances, being ill-equipped to deal with the issues, that are in the hood, because not only, and here's the major difference about the hood and the suburbs. The hood has every issue that the suburbs have, right? But it's compounded. What do I mean by that? So you might get bullied in the hood, right? You might get bullied in the suburbs, but the kid may go home, and like I said before, his dad may be in prison. He don't know his dad, or his mom may be on crack, or they may be struggling financially. So not only do you have to deal with the bully issue, you have to deal with the financial issue. And not only do you have to deal with the financial issue, you have to deal with the discrimination issue, right? And not only do you have to deal with the discrimination issue, you have to deal with the social issues and the cultural issues of what it means to be in the hood. If you get stole on, right, I can want to turn my cheek all the time if you in the suburbs, but in the hood, if you turn your cheek, right, you look like a bitch. How you gonna preach that, right? It's a different cultural thing. You're dealing with different issues, and the church is ill-equipped to deal with that, I think. And so that's why you see these small churches in the hood with 100 people or less. That's what the hood has. That's what the church has produced in the hood. And then when you do see a bigger church, it's all suburbs. All the people that are there grew up in the hood, got wealthy, moved out. So in conclusion, the church is ill-equipped to deal with the hood. And this will be the last thing I say. I watched, when I became a Christian, I was like 16, 17, Christ in my life. One of the people who I can genuinely say saved my life or really influenced me in a positive way was Little Rascal, New Wine, and Gospel Gangsters. And I saw the Christian community essentially shit on these people, right? They shitted on Gospel Gangsters. Gospel Gangsters saved my life. I'm going to Douglas, people shooting at me. I didn't think I could be a Christian. And then I had these people that look like me, that talk like me, that love Jesus, and they Crips too, right? They gangsters for real. But I saw somebody that was like me, who dealt with my issues, and I could relate to them. But what did the church do? The church shitted on Gospel Gangsters because they wasn't ready to deal with people on the track saying nigga, right? That made them too uncomfortable. The church didn't deal with them because of the issues that they addressed. Like, why don't the homies feel me? Should I kill this dude if he killed my homeboy? Nah, I'm gonna back off. What? In a Christian rap song? Yes, in a Christian rap song. So the church ostracized the hood people, the people that were serving Christ, the people who wanted to live for Christ. Same thing with, it was this dude in Texas, I forgot his name. He got real famous for dissing Christian rap. He was like, how you gonna have a Gospel Gangsters? That's like having a holy hooker, or, he was going out, was real popular. And it was the same thing with Exodus. I'm very aware now of the energy that we got going into a lot of churches. We would go to churches and I would see that same energy that I saw as a little kid. I would see it as an adult when I went to these churches, but they fuck with us because we could get people to come out, right? So the benefit outweighed the negative, right? And at the same time, we was Christians, we love God and all that stuff. But you look at the people who are popular within the Christian community. You look at the people that are popular within Christian rap. They all happen to be white. They all happen to talk about Psalms, Corinthians 21st 2, the little craze and all that. And he's a little bit better. But they all address kind of light issues and not the hood stuff. So if you are a Thizzle, if you are a Bizzle, if you are people who address a Gospel Gangsters, you can only reach a certain level of popularity before there's a cap on it. Why? Because the church is ill-equipped to deal with hood stuff. With that said, what's the conclusion? What do? It's my opinion, right? If an institution is ill-equipped to deal with the issues, facing the black community, then we need to invest our time, our efforts, our energies into an institution that does help. And in my opinion, I see no institution out there that's truly helping the hood like that. So we need to invest in ourselves. You know, that money that you put in, that 10% that you put in towards, you know, that church, let's pull our money together. Let's build these apartment complexes in the middle of the hood. Let's rent them out to white people and black people, get money, open up businesses, and invest in our own community, right? So anyway, that's my rant for today. Lapo's Logic. I love y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace.